So far we have an API running on localhost 8080, and when the client sends a request, we get back a JSON array containing customer objects. So usually when designing APIs, we should never have the API located at the root of our domain. So here in our case, localhost 8080. So basically you can see here localhost 8080. If I refresh, you can see that we are getting this array and then with this object right here. So this is bad design. So what we want to do is to have a better naming convention. So instead we want to have something like this. So we want to have the path under API. So we know that we are serving an API to our clients, and then we should version our API and then the name of the model that we are dealing with. And this model here is better because we can then have multiple versions of our API, which means that the customer now shouldn't point to this root URI, and it should point to either any of the versions that we have. So we might point to the version 1 of our API or the version 2 of our API, and then we can actually deprecate version 1, right? Or you can point to version 3, just like that. And the reason why we want to have this is because, remember, we have multiple clients. So we could have another client here, and let's say that the client, so if this is, for example, an iOS application, just assume that it's an iOS application. Now, not everybody updates their applications that often, right? So we might have a client which is using an older version of the API because it didn't update the application. And if we all of a sudden delete this, it means that we break the interaction, and we don't want to do that. This is why we have these different versions right here. So versioning your APIs, it's really important, but also having the right naming convention so that you expose concise APIs. Next, let me go ahead and show you how to within our customer controller.